you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Oh God, we bless your name.
Man, that music is a whole vibe.
It's a beast, isn't it? Isn't it?
Man, if you don't have any aggression, it's gonna make you find some.
It's gonna make you find something to get it
It's
to
gonna
get
make
off.
you find. Yeah, because you got things to do.
Yeah, God, and people to see. Hallelujah. How you doing today, Manal?
Walter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I remember we had this conversation before, but it's that spiritual alignment when you are elevating in one area of your life. It has to spread to the rest of the areas of your life in order for you to get that real elevation. And so I have been working to get my life in order professionally.
Okay.
I've been working to get my life together financially. I've been working to have healthier relationships with friends, family. And now in this season, I get to work on getting my life together as a parent.
Okay.
And that brings its own set of challenges because you got to get over all of the things that took you into parenthood. And you have to get over all of the things that you wish you could have, but you couldn't.
Okay.
Right. So that's what I was working through last year, the year before that. So it's been a good solid 2 years preparing my mind and my life to focus in on this parenting. And we're here.
Okay.
And so this week for me is it's all about growth in my parenting, because the last thing that I want to do is send people out there to do things that I don't do at home, because I like to practice what I do.
Practice what you preach.
I can't be helping everybody else and I don't help myself.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited. I am challenged in a way that I am welcoming. But Lord help me and him. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Send help.
Absolutely.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm just doing great. Challenge. There's been some challenges here and there, but overall, I'm just in a great space in my life. One thing one of my former mentors said to me is, freedom is not for punks.
Woo, that's good.
Yeah, what it did was it made me look at my life and say, do I want freedom or do I want to cower back into the safety of the hive mind?
Yeah.
And so years ago, I made the decision that I want freedom. And I started, and people think that's all about sexuality. They think, you just saying that because you gay. Well, that's a part of it. But, and I never want to separate it. That is a part of who I am. But, when I begin to think differently about God and my relationships and what I'm willing to accept and won't accept in life, I begin to pay the price for my freedom and fight.
Yeah.
for my freedom, and that includes, you can't be scared. At times that doesn't mean you have to pick every fight and choose every fight, but there's some times where you got to 10 toes down up in this motherfucker. But I've been in a really, really good space. But now we have an amazing show planned here. This is part 2 from last week. Last week we were asking the question. Yes, Dr. Holt. Yes. I know it's hard to believe because my voice is so deep. My voice is as deep as Candy. Is as deep as Candy when she said, "Every man wants a woman that can cook him up a good meal." My voice is as deep as Dionne Warwick when she said, "And I never thought I'd feel this way."
I can't.
But yeah, I'm gay. Yeah, there's some soprano in there. There's some soprano somewhere. Nah, but by the way, welcome everybody. I see you all here. Welcome. We don't want you all to think we are overlooking you. But this is part 2 from last week. We're asking where the aunties and uncles. And yeah. Now hold on. I want to be clear. Dionne Warwick was that chick for years, even decades. Okay, but lately, our sis, that's a mean baritone. I tell you.
I can't.
That's a mean baritone. She always sound like she just put that last Virginia Slim. She just hold on. Let me go hit this note real quick. I'll be back. Let me hump that. Anyway, let me. I gotta stay on top. I gotta stay focused. I gotta be a good podcast host. Host, not hoe, but host.
And sometimes so. But go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
all right, yeah. So this week, so last week we asked where the aunties and uncles for the kids, right? Because the kids are out of control. But I want to ask where the aunties and uncles that help keep the moms and dads in check too, though.
Yes.
Because have you ever had one of your relatives tap you on your shoulder and be like, "Hey, you wilding just a little bit"?
Yeah, that ain't the way to go. That ain't the way to go.
Right. Not that they're trying to tell you how to live your life.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they judging you, but sometimes they got to tap you on your shoulder and say, hey.
Mm-hmm. This ain't that.
That ain't it. Like what Uncle Kyrie say, the aunties and uncles are out twerking with their nieces and nephews. Sometimes you need an uncle like me to say, hey, it's okay to twerk, but maybe not at the same party as your niece and nephew. Because you might can handle twerking on a certain level, but they actually think that you twerking to dance. They are twerking to fuck.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Okay.
Or hey, take them booty shorts off and turn that camera off if you're gonna twerk.
Right. Everything don't need to be damn recorded. So today we're asking the question: where are the aunties and the uncles? I am privileged to be in the uncle category. So a lot of people call me Uncle Walter, and they have for years. This isn't a recent phenomenon. I think we talked about this on a recent show, Manal. They've been calling me Uncle Walter since high school. I'm sorry, y'all. My bun is keeping this my headphones from going on top of my head.
Now.
You say what?
Just because you got a bun now. Your bun is bunny.
She has hang time. I can put my hair behind my ears.
You can do one of these?
Every now and then I get my Becky on. I'm like, excuse me, what did you say? Excuse me, I couldn't hear you.
When you whip real quick, just so you can feel it.
Every now and then. Yeah, I have to Becky with the good hair. Now, my question is, to those of you who are watching, would you consider yourself auntie and uncle status? Or do you just consider yourself a member of the village? Fuck them kids. What is maybe we can't put fuck them kids in the comment section. What's a good way to word this one all? Help me, you're the smart one.
So are you an active participant? Are you a part of the child rearing, or are you a spectator of it all?
I'm a participant. Sometimes even when I don't want to be. Look at that. Go talk to your uncle. Go talk to your uncle. Like, you taking this play uncle stuff a little too far, don't you think?
When I signed on, I don't know it was that deep.
Right. I'm sitting here like, you going to let them do whatever they want anyway. So why are you going to have me tell them some common sense?
When we're all done,
Right.
You still going
Right.
to give them the cookie. And I said, don't
Right.
give them the cookie.
Well, with this in mind, we do have our class and our ass of the week. Class and ass of the week. But now, for every positive, there is a negative, and you need both of them to move forward.
Got to keep the world
This
balanced.
week, absolutely. This week, Dr. Holt says he's definitely an uncle, a nephew, a niece, and three grandchildren. Absolutely. I play all of my roles as well. But every week we have our class and our ass of the week. This week I picked the class of the week, and I wanted to highlight someone. A while ago, we discussed his downfalls. I want to say this is a good picture of them, don't you think?
It's a really good picture.
This is a really good picture of Jonathan Majors.
That dress is dressing. I need to know what that front look like.
I want to know. Just take it off, Jonathan. I mean, hell. Just hell. Yes, Lord.
Only for Megan.
I'll be Megan today. Jonathan Majors, we yes, girl. Yes, girl. Yes, honey. No. Jonathan Majors, we all kind of seen him do a really, really big fall here recently. We kind of seen him lose everything. I don't feel like it was all merited. I do think people overreacted. I absolutely feel like if he was of a different ethnicity, he would not have lost everything like he did. And I'm going to 10 toes down on that. You actually have video of this man running away from this chick, and he still, lost everything. He lost everything because they didn't like the way he asserted his innocence. They felt like he shouldn't have been arrogant in court or something of that nature. Now, again, I'm not a legal expert. There may be some things he was actually guilty of. So let's put the alleged sign up there. Let's do that for the people.
Last allegedly, please.
Right. Let's go ahead on and allegedly.
Insert allegedly.
Right. But I love what's happening for him right now. Thank you, Uncle Kai. See, that's what you need your aunts and your uncles for. They let you know when you ain't going to.
They
like you didn't go far enough.
Kick your ass.
Right, there it is. What I like what he did though is he kind of dipped away from the public eye, and I feel like he did some work. Whatever that work was, I don't know. He may have addressed some things.
Great PR? I don't know.
Could have been, but that's work, huh? Hey, glory. But now he is back on the rise, back on the grind, and I want to salute him for not giving up. Can y'all put some hands or something in the comment section? And I hit my mic. I want to go churchy. Put your hands together and celebrate the gift of God that is Jonathan
Redemption
Major.
So like you already know how I feel about the gossip and all of that stuff. But what I do believe is that people jump too quickly to crucify individuals, and I feel like he was one of them. Right. Everybody automatically went into the Me Too movement and all the other stuff, which we need that movement. But not every man and not every Black man is the problem. And I think that with all of our, collective hurt behind Black men, we always crucify them no matter what our ethnicity is, because there's a lot of Black people that also crucified him. And so I like when someone can fall and get back up. Now my hope is that he did some personal work, especially if he's with the Megan Good. I hope that she did her personal work after her marriage. But
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't there. I don't know. I didn't do it. I'm not his therapist. I can't sign off on nothing.
But
I hope for success for the both of them.
Absolutely. I'm going to co-sign with you and Dr. Holt. In all seriousness, I hope Meagan Good and Jonathan Majors make it. And a part of what we're going to talk about in seduction is, are they having good sex? Because I'm loving this picture and I wouldn't mind a video. All right, on to the next. Ass of the week. Oh, we're going to talk about that in seduction.
I like it. Let's go.
All right. So ass of the week. Ass of the week. For every class there is an ass. Stephen A. Smith. Okay. And I want to stay on this same vein. Okay. Typically, sometimes I don't like what he says. Sometimes I like what he says. Stephen A. Smith, for me, he's a take it or leave it type person. I can tell he likes to pander, but for the nine times out of 10, it's like whatever. However, in this phase, Stephen A. Smith feels like Will Smith still owes the Black community an explanation for the slap that took place on the Oscars
a year ago.
Wasn't it more than a year ago? Ain't it almost 2 now?
Is it?
Right.
I don't know. I don't keep track. What?
Right.
What?
So
he's bringing that up.
He is bringing it up. I feel like he thought he was going to start a bandwagon to help hinder Will Smith's comeback with the Bad Boys. Now, I want to be very clear. Should I? I'm going to say this. And if you watch the show faithfully, you heard me say this. My opinion about the slap was that's rich people problems. I can't show up to work and slap somebody and still have a job. Right? Exactly, Dr. Hall. Maybe he need to slap your M&F and ass. Stephen. But that's rich people problems. I can't slap nobody at work. And I damn sure ain't gonna be able to give a 19-minute acceptance speech after I slap the shit out somebody at work. Okay. But on the same token,
can you imagine that though? You smack somebody and you say, I just want to thank everybody who allowed me to get my paycheck this week. I earned every single hour on this check. And now I'm about to go to the bar and celebrate. Thank you for all that you do.
Now, on the flip side of that, and this is where people just disagree with me, and some of y'all came for me with this. The aspect of the slap that I like is it tells you to quit playing in people's face. This man sitting there with his wife, you're telling jokes. You can't slap somebody first and tell them how mad to get. That's how, I live my life. So therefore, I try not to play in people's face. If you're sitting there with your mate, I'm only gonna go so far with certain things, But what are your thoughts?
You know what? I like that we got to see that Will Smith is still a Black man. That's what I liked about it.
Wait, let's unpack that. So
because
Black men slap people?
Nah. See, this is what I mean. So you talk about rich people problems, right? I like how you did that. So, you talk about rich people's problems, right? So that's an element of it. But I think for a lot of people, they thought that Will Smith was, and I don't even necessarily like using this word, but they thought that he could be a target. Right. I was gonna say soft, but I don't like that word. They thought that he could be a target because he did clean rap music and he's been a family focused man, and he makes sure that everything in the public eye is all about family and manhood and all these positive things. So they thought, Chris Rock thought, they could just keep pushing his buttons. And he had his whole hood stand up. He said, West Philly, ain't nobody about to be playing with y'all. And my girl is from Baltimore. We don't play like that. And so I appreciate the fact that we got to see who Will Smith really is,
Mhm.
opposed to the projection that has always been put out from him and
Right.
other people. We got to see that Will Smith is a real person at
That
the end of the
part.
day.
That
You know,
whole
so
part right there.
not necessarily, you know, all black men run around smacking people, but we
Right,
got to see
right.
that he's a person.
Human,
Eh,
and that he will stand up
mhm.
for his. I like it.
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
like it.
Because one thing that I appreciate when you are in a healthy relationship
Uh-huh.
is your partner's gonna have your back.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
So at the end of the day, I feel like as a man, he said, I'm going to protect my family.
absolutely.
Now, you know,
Absolutely.
did he have to do it that way? No. But you know, you can't keep pushing a man.
I agree. I agree. So, and then the thing I didn't like about this is that whole energy where we trap a person by their mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like Will Smith paid the debt. He can't go to the Oscars for what, 10 years, I think. You know,
Something.
he got some movie deals canceled, but
But
still.
we're not canceling Stephen for his hairline. And he get on the
Oh,
camera every single
oh,
week with that.
uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, God. Oh, gathered.
So
Uh-huh.
so as a black community, because that's who we're
Mhm.
talking to first,
Absolutely.
we have to learn how to support each other a lot differently than what we're
Absolutely.
doing. And if we keep dragging each other in media and we
Mhm.
keep not supporting and backing each other, then why are we asking for anyone else to support us and provide us with equitable opportunities? For what?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, and I want to just get rid of this whole energy of if you do one thing we don't like, we just cancel everything about you. That's even when we were talking about Gerard Carmichael, and I know we are pulling in everybody and their auntie into this. But when we were talking about Gerard Carmichael and that ridiculous joke he told, you know, of course I just voiced I didn't like the joke, but I don't want him canceled. You feel me? Like, get your
Yeah.
money. Get your money. Just, you know, stop with the bullshit. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. Uncle Kai, Jaguar wrong, or you know, right, for those of you who are listening, Jaguar right, or Cougar wrong. Wait, she just be a mess. Do you know who Jaguar right is?
Yes.
She
Yes.
just be a
I
mess. We're gonna have to deal with her on a whole other topic because I'll get on a soapbox with this heifer because she get on my nerves. But go
am.
ahead.
So for who was he protecting? He was protecting his wife. And yes, it was jokes. But apparently he had already gotten on Chris Rock because they have a history. See, we got behind the scenes, we got past things. So apparently Chris Rock was making some jokes about Jada years ago. And like it's been a ongoing thing. So he had already been warned to stop talking about his family and stop talking about Jada. So in his mind, he was protecting his family. He was protecting his wife.
Now there is another nuance to this conversation. I did not like how she kind of threw him under the bus afterwards. I
I
did not
agree.
like that. Go ahead and put that comment back up there because Dr. Holt definitely hit on something right there. Will was never canceled for me. Dr. Holt was watching on YouTube, says Will Smith was never canceled for me. Jada old pomegranate head having ass was doing too much afterwards though, and I absolutely believe I
I agree.
absolutely agree with that.
Her cleanup was terrible.
Yeah, and then she kind of threw him under. I didn't like it. I didn't like
Yeah.
it. Right,
Yeah.
right. And then she came out and said she didn't need protecting. It's like, girl, that's a conversation you have with him in the room at the house. You don't
Right.
get your ass in front of no camera
You
after this man.
publicly support and you
Right,
privately correct.
right. You stand
That's
by me like, and
partnership.
he did slap you, and he'll do it again, right? And then when you get in the
Fix
room,
your lips.
right, and
Be
then
like, babe,
then
look,
when you get in the
you took it too
room,
far.
right, when you
Yeah.
get in the room, you be like, now look, don't be out here slapping
Hey,
nobody for
babe,
me. I don't need you to slap nobody for me. I smack bitches. That's what that's what you do in the room.
I could have rode you all night till you felt better. You was
Right.
doing too much, you know.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, pumpkin seed head having ass. I love it. 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 All right, so we do have more that we're going to get into. We're going to take our commercial break a little early this week, just a tad bit early. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the aunties and the uncles in the community. There's a few people that need to be tapped on the shoulder, but then there are some people in our community that need to be celebrated. And we're going to talk about at least one example of each when we get back from this commercial break.
Elevate your entertainment with Watch Vim. Discover the ultimate online streaming destination. Get an auto-renewing monthly subscription for unlimited content on all devices. Join us in supporting a Black-owned streaming platform that brings top-tier entertainment. Let the streaming excitement begin at Watch Vim, your seamless experience for endless entertainment. Stream online or download the Watch Vim app now.
Are you ready for enlightening conversations that transcend boundaries? Get ready for Conversations with Clergy, brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. In partnership with the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration, the HVTN is dedicated to evaluating vaccines to prevent HIV and COVID-19. But their impact doesn't stop there. The HVTN is at the forefront of advancing vaccinology, social and behavioral sciences, statistics, immunology, and even contributing to the research on tuberculosis and COVID-19 vaccines. By supporting Conversations with Clergy, the HVTN not only brings you thought-provoking discussions, but also contributes to the global effort to combat infectious diseases. Tune in, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Conversations with Clergy, supported by the HVTN, empowering conversations, empowering lives. Join us in this journey of knowledge, understanding, and progress. Conversations with Clergy, proudly brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, because together we can make a difference.
Know that you can now catch the electrifying sounds of Bulletin Flight Radio anywhere you go? Yes, you heard it right. Tune in to the high-flying beats and soaring melodies by downloading the TuneIn app on your mobile device. Just search for Bulletin Flight Radio and hit play. It's that easy. And if you have a smart device like Alexa or Google, just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn." Experience the rush of adrenaline wherever you are. Listen to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn using your Alexa or Google devices. Soaring through the skies has never sounded this good. Don't miss out on the ultimate musical journey. Tune in now to Bulletin Flight Radio on TuneIn and let the music take you on an unforgettable ride. Get ready to elevate your listening experience. Brought to you by Bulletin Flight Radio.
Yes, God. Let's hear it from the music here on the Pyro Media Network.
Man.
Funny story. Can I tell you a funny story real quick?
Yes, you can. I'm ready for this.
So, the names have been changed to protect the innocent, right? But I was rehearsing for this event with some of the saints, the Christians, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was giving instructions of how we need to be discreet and quick about our movements, so that we don't be a distraction to the show. Because basically, sometimes they have like a gospel act as their way of giving back to the community. You know, it's not a gospel concert, but they're gonna let you come sing gospel. So I was like, we don't want to be in these people way, blah 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 blah. So then one chick was like, yeah, don't be bringing all them bags and stuff up here. And then the other chick was like, well, some of us need more than others. And so they was getting ready to go back. So I interrupted and was like, Sister Risa, go ahead and pray for us. But I must have interrupted her in the middle of her getting ready to say something smart to the other chick. And so Sister Risa was like, Father motherfucking God, in the name of Jesus, I swear, that is what she said. And I was like, oh. So I was thinking I was tripping because I'm like, no, she said Father, Mother, God. So I'm like, no.
Father, Mother, God.
She didn't say Father, Mother, fucking God. She didn't say that. So we left and I went to BJ's with the music director to go over transitions and different things. And so he was like, did you hear that B word? Sit up here and cause Stephanie get in the prayer. I was like, okay, that solidifies that I wasn't hearing things. This actually happened. I've been waiting to tell somebody this story all day. I know it has nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight, but I was like, you really sat up here and did that during prayer, a serious moment of prayer. And I received everything that she prayed because it was still a dope ass prayer. But I just love the fact nothing demonic came across my mind. You know, I didn't feel like she was going to hell or saying that. I saw growth in myself in that moment. But okay. All right.
I'm so proud of you because I hate when people say they'll be cussing in the house of God. First of all,
right.
God is everywhere and you are the temple. So let's stop with that. And let's just acknowledge the fact that God, Jesus, Holy Spirit is everywhere at all times. Why we do this?
Right, absolutely.
Why we do this? We have to start teaching people about themselves, not these buildings. These buildings don't mean much. But I do want to say though, Walter, going back to where are the uncles and aunties, and we're talking about Will Smith. After he smacked Chris Rock, he had all his uncles that showed up and pulled him to the side. Did you see that?
Yes. Denzel Washington, Tyler Perry. Yeah.
Yeah. The uncle showed up and they checked him and they helped him get it together so he can be the professional that he is for the rest of that show.
Right. And we thank them for that because if he didn't do that, we wouldn't have Bad Boys 4, which was a good ass movie. I don't care what nobody say.
I was surprised.
It was good. It was good, baby. All right, moving right along. So we're talking about where the aunties and uncles. So this week we want to highlight a mother who is respecting her child's wishes, right? We're just gonna take a quick peek. We're not gonna look because we're not nosy. No, I'm not nosy. I just, sometimes want to know a little bit about what's going on.
No, I'm nosy as hell.
Not me. I'm not. It's just for research purposes. That's it.
I like to gather all the information.
Only because I'm saved and I love God. But there's a video going around of a mother, the mother of a daughter who was proposed to at her prom. Okay, now this is not ideal, but I want us just to watch and observe what the mother has to say. Go ahead and play. Thank you.
I said, congratulations, not suddenly everybody mad at me. Be clear. Is your child getting engaged at their prom, like an ideal situation? Absolutely not. But neither is your child having a baby in high school. No judgment at all. It's just not what we want for our kids for real. Right. But however, if it happens, what you want us to do? Be like, you don't deserve nothing. No, you're a horrible person. I'm never treating my baby like that. And to be clear, I'm proud of the young man that this young woman chose because there's plenty of grown men. I mean, extra grown, not barely grown like him, that's not stepping up to the plate. The young man family was in the comments letting it be known that he's 18 years old. He just has a government job and got an apartment. So he said, let me make you an honest woman. Come on over here. Now, be clear. I think baby girl needs to go to school still, need to focus on actually, you know, creating the identity for herself. But we got to start putting our own projections on folks. They could have a successful relationship. I mean, shoot, they still got to parent with each other. Cousins, what y'all think about this?
I like,
so that was an auntie. That wasn't mama.
Right. Okay. All right. That was auntie.
That was an auntie.
So I like this. Parents, when they go through things like this, need that type of support because it's pressure to be out here. And unfortunately, and it hurts me to think about this, I've seen some people kicked out of their house because they've had children out of wedlock. And it's like, what are you doing to your seed, to your grandchildren? I've seen people, it's almost like that scarlet letter once they have a child before marriage. And it only happens to her. Let's be clear. He still gets to go be, you know, the preacher, the man of God, the traveling singer, the evangelist, the you know, businessman, because it ain't only in church. He still gets to go be that person. But she has to sit down and bear the brunt of everything. But when a mother sees that their child is at least doing the I'm going to call it the work, I'm going to say the best that she can, you know, at 18, you do the best that you can with the skills that you have. I'm going to say that I respect the fact that the aunts are surrounding the mother and letting the mother know, good for you for supporting your child, you know, during this time. Like she said, it's not ideal. You know, we didn't coach them to do this, but still, we're here.
So here's my thing. Now, I am a female, right? I remember being teetering between being fast like everybody else or listening and heeding to my parents' words of wisdom. And I wasn't perfect all the time. Now, I didn't have my kid until I was 22, but I know plenty of teenage moms. I graduated with a teenage mom. I remember our senior year, she was pregnant. She had her baby just after senior year, and she was an honor roll student the entire time we were in school. She graduated college before I did. How about that? And she went on to you know, be with someone else that wasn't the child's father and start a whole family. Wow. And they're doing great. Now, that example versus I got you know, we got relationships with people who were teenage parents and they didn't finish school. They can't get a job past minimum wage. They had multiple kids and didn't go down a great path. You know, like it's so you don't know how things are going to pan out. What I do encourage people to do is get in a business and stay involved. Because what people do need is support. What they do need is people to communicate with. What these young people do need is people that can help guide them and help to protect them when need be. Like, if you demonize these individuals, then that puts them in a world by themselves. Can you imagine 2 18-year-olds and a kid trying to figure out life without nobody helping them? That would be our bad as a community. Absolutely. If we allowed that to happen. And so, and I'm gonna give you an example. My girlfriend's 14-year-old is dating, and not every exchange between him and his girlfriend is appropriate. So we had to shut some things down. But y'all can still go out on double dates with us. You can still, you know, have her over, and we all, you know, play games and have dinner together. Because you want to support and foster people having healthy relationships, especially at a young age, instead of killing it.
Because then they're just going to sneak and do it.
Yeah.
And then that just leads to unhealthy behavior. Absolutely. I want to also say it's important. This part of the village is important as well. Because a lot of times, I tell people you can't have an effect in someone's life if you're not in their life.
Yes.
Right. And so here you have kicked them out of your life. You've kicked them out of your sphere of influence. And you expect what? Now they don't talk to you. You don't talk to them. You know, it's distance there. It's awkward. There's a wedge between you and them. Because you've now kicked them out. But when you at least support the good, right? You support the good, you now have an inroad. So when you see something that could potentially be bad, you can at least mention it.
You have their ear.
Right. You can mention it, not manipulate, but you can mention it and hopefully help them see what's wrong.
And more importantly, actually be an example of healthy while you want to talk.
Right.
Be an example of healthy. If you don't have any example that you can provide for an individual, you probably shouldn't run your mouth so much.
Right. Kyrie says, this is how it used to be back in the day. Ain't nobody complaining about the broads who never been proposed to and the dudes who ain't and out here still being hoes at 45. Absolutely. Absolutely. This young man is absolutely, I think, taking responsibility for his situation. And I wish these two young people nothing but the best. Good auntie and uncle. Now, this next story we're going to talk about, there needs to be some aunties and uncles to tap someone on the shoulder real quick. Yes.
His face makes me angry.
Why it make you angry?
Because it's one of them faces where it's like, I'm going to continue to fuck up whether you like it or not, but I'm going to need you to take me back. It's that face.
It's that face?
It's that face. Like, I'm going to just do all kind of wrong for an entire weekend. No, I'm wrong. Not try to come back from wrong. But Monday morning, I'm going to bring some flowers and I'm going to make you some breakfast, okay? That's that manipulation.
Manipulative.
Manipulative.
Well, young Jock was caught cheating? ? Was it technically cheating? Now, young Jock was at an event. Now, he's married to a lawyer, right? But he was caught at an event with another lady. They were standing in the parking lot in a very intimate way. It looked like they were arguing. Looked like they were holding hands at one point. And people are saying this is him cheating. Now, to lay the foundation, young Jock has a history, a pattern.
That's what when you say caught, I was like, ain't no caught.
Of not being faithful. I think this is an example of where we need, as adults, we need our siblings, we need our cousins, we need our aunts and our uncles to tap us on the shoulder and say, hey, that ain't the move. I would also like to say this is also why, as adults, now, you know, I don't believe in all that celibacy stuff, right? But I do believe that there needs to be a moment of time when you guys are not engaging intimately so you can see each other soberly.
Absolutely.
Okay? Because when he hunching you down to the ground and it's good, hallelujah, and she hunching you down to the ground and it's good, right? It's going to cloud your vision, and it's going to cloud your ability sometimes to just walk away from some things.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be a season where you all are not hunching, just so you guys can deal with each other soberly, right?
Yeah. And you know what, though, to your point, what the aunties and uncles, where they come in at, I remember talking with someone about just my life and situation, and I was telling them around this particular relationship that I have with someone, we don't have a team of people around us. We don't have a community around us, so that way there's accountability.
Okay.
Right. And so when you are in a relationship with somebody, the aunties and uncles are there to keep you all accountable. If you are supposed to be in a committed relationship because y'all, you know, y'all are dating, y'all are engaged, y'all married, whatever the case may be, auntie and uncle, they're not going out with you doing ridiculous stuff.
Right.
They not sitting up on the phone with you while you talking about shenanigans that you shouldn't be talking about.
Right.
They're gonna check you. Right. They're gonna call you up and be like, hey, that's not what you do. You're supposed to be respecting the person that you with. And if you don't want that person, you need to get up out of there.
Right.
And so like us having these relationships with people, and we want to keep our relationships so close and so private. That's why half the people don't know that you're dating somebody who's married. That's why half of y'all are sitting up here dating people that's cheating on you. They got a history of cheating because you ain't talked to their sisters, mamas, aunties, uncles, and friends. You're just dating somebody you don't even know. And so like you have to build a pool of support around your relationship so that way you can have those people that can tell you what's real.
I like what you're saying, and I'm gonna tell you why I like what you're saying. I was called all kind of fuck boys and bitch ass niggas because one of my nephews was dating this young lady. I thought she was a good young lady. Now, everybody has their flaws. So whenever I would say that's a good woman, they'd be like, oh, but she do this, she do that, bruh. Now, come on now. But you do this, that, and the fifth, right?
Yeah.
And so I would constantly, when he would come to me with, you know, I'm doing this, or I catch him out with another lady, I would tap him on his shoulder and be like, hey, you need to either leave that woman or you need to do right by that woman.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. But then I didn't stop there. When the young lady would come to me, I would tell her, you need to make him do right by you or require him to do right by you, or you need to leave him.
Run.
You may cry. You and my sister, you know, y'all close. Y'all may not be able to be friends afterwards, but you know, you got to keep that.
Yeah.
You know,
protect your peace. You have to protect your peace and value yourself enough to say, I'm not going to be putting up with somebody who cannot see me, who cannot value me, who cannot treat me the way I deserve to be treated, period.
Absolutely.
And for people like young Jock, he's a career cheater. Career cheater. Ain't no caught. This is a lifestyle for him. Right. You know who you getting with. So
he's finally revealed his secret identity.
Man, right. Like, oh man, not young Jock. Like, nobody's surprised. Why would she be? So, like, you went and you caught him, you got him out of the cheater bin and said, I want to marry this. Like, no. Right. So my thing is that, you know, you as an individual have to also be true about who you are.
Absolutely.
You know, it doesn't matter what your profession is. It doesn't matter what's in your bank account. It doesn't matter where you live. If you still don't know your own worth and value, you just gonna link up with anybody. And so we can't say she's a lawyer. What does that mean? Clearly, she still doesn't know who she is and love herself because you get with a serial cheater and you're trying to make him an honest person.
Right. So, and this is exposing the double standard, and you can't turn a hoe into the housewife because that goes both ways. That
it goes both ways.
Swings both ways.
KRS-One said he a hoe too.
Right. Right.
Thank you, KRS, for telling
Absolutely.
the truth.
So I think the crux of this conversation is adults need community too. Not just, not just to get on here and bully these kids, but we can't be on the bullshit either. Like, we got to make sure that we as adults are not indulging in the ridiculous bullshit as well. We gotta be the community.
The kids are just doing what they see us do.
Absolutely. In many cases, absolutely. So, Manal, I have a question for you. Can we take Young Jock? Yeah, I need both. I need the picture of him, and I need the picture of John Majors for Seduction, because I want to know who you think. I will talk about that later. Who you think hunch better? But we'll talk about that later. She's like, Walter, I told you, I like coochie. Okay.
I'm gonna throw a third person in there. How about that?
Okay. Absolutely. So I have a question. Let's say you have a young person who's watching this show, right? Or older person who's watching this show, and they crave community, but they don't have that community that's going to hold them accountable. The community that's going to undergird and support them, right? Right. What advice do you give them on how to find and or establish that community?
So I tell people to start with therapy and personal interest.
Okay.
Because you have to do your inner work while you're reaching out to connect with other people. So that way you're connecting with people in the authenticity of who you are, as well as having a game plan. And you working on your shit, because you can't maintain relationships with people and you're not taking care of your own shit. So you need therapy, and your personal interest. You can find your people. Just show up. If you know that you secretly really love to go canoeing, join a canoeing group.
Okay.
Build relationships with those individuals. If you know you secretly like sewing pillows, go to an embroidery class. Go find your people, and make sure that that's what the therapy is there for too. You're ready to open up to people and invite them in. Hey, look, I'm by myself. I have no village, no accountability partners, and I want it. Are you that person for me? Are you that person for me? And then because it's not going to be 100%. You're going to find 30, and you might walk away with 4. So you have to be strong enough to withstand that process of weeding people out. So that's another reason why therapy is important.
Right. Absolutely. I like it. My advice is sometimes you have to get to a place where you're satisfied by yourself so that you just won't accept the crumbs that anyone throws to you.
That was such a Capricorn answer. You better ride by your damn self.
Sometimes you got to, until you find someone. Like, I'm at a place in my life where I'm not just going to take anything and call it friendship, and I'm not just going to take anything and call it family. You know, so I'm okay if I have to take this season and ride by myself. And then I watch and I'm careful who I expose myself to. And I'm not talking about physically. I'm watching who I'm vulnerable with, because people are very manipulative. And, you know, once I've opened up to you on a certain level, I need there to be some type of level of trust that this is not going to be used later to try to manipulate, to try to, you know, emasculate, embarrass, you know, or whatever me in the future. Those are my thoughts on that. Now we are coming to the end of this conversation. Now, before we go, you know, over tomorrow and we start talking about the seduction, because you definitely gonna have to find that third person, because I want to know who you think hunch better.
I got some names.
Now, how can people find you on social media?
You can find me under Miss Bay Windows, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook.
Absolutely. That was so much. Girl,
I got my life together. I said, wait. I said I was going to fix it. It's fixed.
Oh my God, Manal, you have grown so much.
Working.
Give her a year. She's going to be that girl. You just wait. You're going to be viral, giving all these people advice. All right. And of course, you can find me on social media, on all social media platforms, Walk Be Connection. I love each of you. We enjoy each of you. We will be back next week with another show, will we? Or is it a holiday? I didn't look at the calendar.
What is next week? We'll let y'all know.
We'll let you know. It might be surprise.
Kwame, we're gonna be back.
Surprise, surprise. The unpredictable. All right, take us away, Kwame, because I'll sing that whole song. That's the surprise, you see. Surprise.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.